is up, guys, and welcome to my channel. My name's Carly and I like to talk about personal finance and fun and exciting ways to make and invest your money. Now today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. Since today is Halloween, I figured I'd talk about something a little bit spooky. And what's scarier than a credit score? Just kidding, there's nothing scary about checking your credit score, and we'll talk about that later. But your credit score is very important, and unless you just have an endless amount of cash coming in and you can just pay everything in cash, but
who needs this cash? Just got back from the bank.
It's highly unlikely. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about ways to increase your credit score and different things to absolutely avoid when it comes to your credit cards and credit score. Every time that I watch a video from a YouTube guru that talks about credit scores, they always talk about how credit score is so important because you want to be able to buy a house, you want to be able to buy a car, and these major purchases, the first thing they're going to look at is your credit score. And this is 100% correct. Absolutely, they're going to look at your credit score. Whether your credit score is good or bad, it's most likely that you'll have a good chance at qualifying for a loan. However, when it comes to your credit score, this is going to be the final determinant as to what your interest rate is going to be, aka how much extra money you're going to end up paying or saving. So that's why I think the credit score is so important, because this is a number that is basically going to make all of your major purchases either discounted or inflated. And I think I'd take the discounted version. Basically what this means is that a credit score is what they look at, and the credit score is a conglomeration of information of all of your payments and credit cards and payments, late payments. Anything that you've done in your purchase history that you've swiped your credit card for is going to hit your credit score. And this credit score is going to tell different lenders that are going to give you these loans to pay for something else if you're either a 1, risky buyer, or 2, not risky buyer. Basically it. So let's get into the video. First, I'm going to talk about different ways to increase your credit score. And I'm going to end with things that you should absolutely avoid with your credit card by all means. And at the very end, I'm going to talk about something that you can do with your credit cards that not a lot of people talk about and could tremendously increase your credit score. So make sure to stick around to the end. Now, first and foremost, it's important to know that anything that you do on your credit card is going to stick around on your credit score for 7 years. That may sound scary. Halloween, spoopy. But it's nothing to be scared of, because there's still different ways that you can raise your credit score. So rule number 1, first and foremost, you need to know your credit score. It's nothing to be scared of. It's not spoopy. Check your credit score. You want to know where you're starting. This is just a starting point. Keep that in mind. It can only go up from here, unless you make some silly mistakes. But if you watch this video, hopefully you won't make any silly mistakes. Check your credit score. There are different sites that you can do this on. For example, creditreport.com gives you 3 free a year. Credit Karma, there's Pepper. Certain credit cards will actually have parts on their app that show you a FICO score, which is an accurate representation to let you know where you're at. And rule number 2, now this is super important. It's hitting that like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I'm brand new to YouTube, so help me out with those YouTube algorithm gods to help me get this channel moving. So, rule number 2, what you should do. You guys probably just unsubscribed for that one. Find any derogatory marks. Derogatory marks are going to be things that are going to hurt your credit score. That's going to be things like collection agencies, that's going to be missed payments, that's going to be bad stuff. Find these derogatory marks, look at them, because sometimes there's actually errors on that, and a lot of people don't know that you can actually correct errors on your credit score. These people are not untouchable. It may feel that way because it may feel frustrating. It may feel like you just can't keep up with it. But you can, and if something's wrong, stand up for yourself. Always correct mistakes on your credit history, because don't suffer from an error. That's just going to cost you more money in the future. Rule number 3, how to get some more tree. Sorry. You want to have low utilization. Utilization is going to be the amount of money that you're using in your credit limit. For example, if you have a credit limit of $3,000 on your credit card, you want to keep that utilization 30% or lower, and that's going to make your credit score go up. And the last thing, you want to pay everything down as soon as you can. This kind of blends into the last one that I talked about, low utilization, but you do want to focus on paying things off, because if you don't pay something off, this is going to kill your credit score. Which brings me into the next topics of what you should absolutely not do with your credit card. Also, stick around for my last tip on how to increase your credit score at the end of the video. Missing a payment, don't do it. Even if you have to pay the minimum, pay the minimum if you can only pay the minimum, but do not miss a credit card payment. It's going to be 35% of your credit score. 35%. Missing that one payment could ruin your credit score. Now, I do want to say that things happen, and most of the time they're not going to turn it in unless it's 30 days late or more. And missing a credit card payment and then still paying it, they still consider it not paid for that month whenever they turn it in. It doesn't show up as,
oh, they missed it and then they paid it back later.
It shows up as not paid. So this is going to kill your credit score. Do not miss a payment. And a good way to not do this is to automate the minimum payment. So every single month, there's some sort of payment being made, even if it's the minimum. There are different sites that you can use as well, like mint.com or an app that I use called Clarity. Both of these are going to show you what your credit balance is, so you never miss a payment and you're always up to date with what is the balance on all of your credit cards. And going to number 2 of what you should not do. I tried. But you do not want to max out your credit card. Maxing out your credit card is going to show that you are a risky buyer. You have a $3,000 credit limit and you go in and you spend $3,000 and you max it to the full amount. That's maxing out your credit card. That's bad. This makes up about 30% of your credit score. The more you spend, the higher risk you are to credit agencies. The lower you spend, the lower amount of risk that you show towards credit agencies and the lower interest rates that you're going to get. So keep that utilization low. I can't tell you guys that enough. Keep the utilization low. Do not max out those credit cards. Which brings me to number 3. Don't spend too much tree. Third thing that you should absolutely not do with your credit score, you should absolutely avoid, is closing any lines. Now, this is kind of weird to me, but this makes up about 15% of your credit score, so you're going to want to get rid of this. If you have any credit cards, do not close them, because this is going to be bad for your credit score. Now, I'll tell you guys about something that I think could really help your account, is that you can actually become an authorized user on a trusted person's account. So that could be anybody. That could be a close friend, family member, somebody that is responsible, that pays off their credit cards, keeps their utilization low, doesn't max out their credit cards and go on major sprees. They've got a good credit score. This is a reliable, trusted person, and they can add you as an authorized user on their account. This could make your credit score jump up even higher. Now, the cool thing about this is that it doesn't negatively affect the person that you're using their account. It can only benefit you as the authorized user on their account, unless they're not a reliable person and they don't actually pay off their cards. Well, then it's bad for both of you. This is a commensalistic relationship for my biology watchers.
One organism benefits from the relationship, and the other organism, for the most part, is unaffected.
No one? Okay, brand new YouTuber. I like to bring to you guys content. I also like to make videos so that way someday I can look back and say, wow, Carly, look how far you've come. Really appreciate you guys' support, and I'm so glad to be here. I'm so glad that you guys are here, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button for that YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. See you later. Oh, and happy Halloween.
Open up the way, just get it. Smash on that bitch, just get it. Run that show, no limit.